Hey everybody, welcome back to the Crochet Crowd live here on YouTube as well as my friends at Facebook. Facebook. Um, I have to show you this new product that just has me just super excited. Is it backwards on this camera? I think it might be. So just visualize Bernat Blanket Patchwork, not backwards. I don't even know how to change that. So let's just go with it. So I saw this yarn coming out by Yarnspirations earlier on the social media. I've been seeing people taking photos of it and etc. So, oh, it's not backwards. Okay, perfect. So I saw this yarn on Yarnspirations, and Yarnspirations really hasn't talked about it with me, so I don't really know much about this yarn. But I thought, okay, Bernat Blanket Patchwork. New colors. Okay, the colors are fabulous. Let's give them a checkbox for that. So, long story short, I was going to order this online. I thought, is it really worth it just for the new colors? And I just like, you should also know that when I am sponsored by Yarnspirations, I'm not forced to say anything I don't feel. So I decided I'm just going to leave it off to the side. I'm not going to really talk about this product because I don't really know much about it. And I didn't really want to order it online because it was lazy. So I have an in with my local Michaels, the manager there. When something new comes in by Yarnspirations, she kind of sends me a little text message on my phone. Okay, this phone is a bad boy because she sends me a message. She goes, by the way, we have the new Bernat Blanket Patchwork. And I'm like, okay. So I said, I will be there like immediately. It's yarn. Okay, I'm not new around here. And I thought, okay, so I'm going to go over. And she goes, it's still in the back. When you come to the store, come and see me and we'll open up the box together and we'll take a look. So we open up the box and they've only got like three colors of everyone, or three balls of every one of the colors. So there's not a lot of colors, which is fine. And she goes, I haven't set up the POG, the planogram yet, so you can take a look at it. And if you want to make a purchase, you can do so. So you have some photography, whatever at home. I'm like, fine. So we open up the box and I want to, let me just show you my zipper. Just hang on a second. So my immediate impression when it came out of the box is like, it's big. Like, and I can handle big balls. I know most of you are probably not shocked by that. But anyway, it came out of there and I'm like, this is a fistful of yarn. And the original, and I've already been using this one here, it looks different. And so I thought, oh, wow, this is a big ball. So I looked at the colors and I thought, God, the colors are actually quite fabulous. And so it then became a problem of which one am I going to choose? And why bother to choose when you can, they're all in the box. So I went and I bought one of every color. So back to here, I thought, okay, so fine. I said, fine, I will just take it, but I don't know what's special about this yarn. I looked at the patch, it's patchwork, it's Bernat. And so I bought it, used my coupon. I'm not stupid. So I used my coupon and I got my little discount, for one ball. And so I was going home and I had my bag on the passenger seat, and of course I have ADHD. Like I cannot do still very good. So I thought to myself, God, I'm staring at my ball. Just hang on a second, the damn cat, she's gonna be meowing for an hour. Okay, get in here. So I'm staring at the ball and I'm like, why is the ball bigger? I'm like, it looks bigger. So I pull it out there and I'm hoping to God the light doesn't turn green. And I pull it out and it says oh, there's the dog. Okay. So I pull it out and it's 220 yards and 201 meters. And I'm like, well, because, I'm a superstar, that's the same size. It's the same yardage, just the same weight. So it's just been wrapped differently. But then I thought, okay, maybe they played a mind game and just wrapped it a little looser to make it look bigger because we like big things, right? Do we get hearts for big things? And so I pushed down on it. It's got give to it, where the original, because it's packed so tightly, there's no give to this yarn. It's like a brick. So I had to do ultimately the real test. And so I had to give it the mustache tease. And I thought, okay, so I had to get home and do the mustache cheese in the original. And then I have to verify my results by sniffing again and doing the mustache cheese. And then cross comparing. This yarn is softer. And I thought, okay, so they've changed the formula to make this yarn softer. So when you touch it, it actually has got some bounce to it. It's really gentle on the hands. I was like, oh, okay. So I decided it's softer. The formula has changed. And what do we know about Bernat Blanket? When it changes color, they get the knots in the balls, right? So I thought, okay. So that's why I didn't want to go nuts and buy this yarn. Is that, okay, the knots in the balls kind of bother me. And we know that yarn is not unlimited, that there's not always knots in balls because that's part of the manufacturing process. And we accept it. We may go online to social media and bitch about it, but we accept it, right? So I thought, okay, I'm going to stitch this thing. So because ultimately that's the only way to try it. So I took it upon myself to try a ball. So I took it to Stitch Club last night, Stitch Group. We call it therapy, but well, some of us do. And so I took it and I decided I was going to start a project for the first time in front of everybody. You know, I should be charging for that. So I decided before I went that I'm going to have a color strategy. So I put the original Bernat Blanket off-white for 2 rows. And the way to make Bernat Blanket go further is to use the linen stitch or it's called the granite stitch, linen stitch, the moss stitch, and the woven stitch. It's all the same stuff. And so by doing so, you actually get further yardage distance out of your project. So you actually get a lot more distance with your yarn balls. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to create a pattern. So I said, I'm going to do 2 rows of the off-white Bernat Blanket, but then I'm going to just stitch 1 complete ball until I can't stitch anymore and then end on the end of a row before transitioning back to the off-white for another 4 rows. And I got that much distance out of 1 ball for all of this, which is great. So while I was stitching there, I was looking at it and I'm like, oh, I'm going to jump to another color. And when it came out of the ball, I was floored. And I had to show everybody. I had to call attention to the room and, create a scene because that's what a good gay man does. And what I realized, let me just pull a sample here to show you, is that I told you many years ago that eventually Yarnspirations is going to figure out how this yarn is dyed in the long strands without the knots. They did it. So as soon as that happened, I'm like, oh, so I had to call attention, like the good queen that I am, that I'm like, oh my God, they solved the problem of that. So okay, so that happens. So I'm now stitching happy because I don't have to worry about any knots on how to hide this thing in. And I eventually did hit a knot, which I realized, which is okay, because I got further into the project, and I'll show you what happened, is that I ended up with this silly little strip of blue. Do you see that? And I saw it coming out of the ball. I'm like, oh God, I'm going to have a knot on the one side and on the other. And I get there, and it's a transition dyed, and it's a transition dyed on the other side. That this strip of the little piece is intentional. And if you look at it carefully, do you see how you got a little strip of the yellow here? But before that yellow was a lot longer. And this was a transition of dye, not a knot. And the reason why I said earlier that I hit a knot and I didn't worry about it is that because each one of these colors, when they come out, they can be a different length each time. So do you see the difference of the length? So sometimes you get a lot of one color, sometimes it's shorter, sometimes it's midway through. So we get, when it's long, we go like, hey, and when it's short, we go, oh, and then when it goes back to long, we go, yay. And so I think Yarnspirations should label this yarn to Bernat Blanket Stitch Curious, because this thing has me curious as hell now. Because is my next color going to be a long strand or is it going to be short? So even if I did have a knot, is that you probably would not even notice in this product because the yarn yardage per these colors are random. They're not random because there's technology, but they would appear random. So while I'm all spun up on social media, right, this yarn, even if there was a knot, is not going to send me over the top because it's going to look like it's intentional. I know. So when we go back to that mustache tease, which has me all like excited, right? And then we realize that the yarn colors are then random in lengths. Even if there was a knot, I'm okay. The world is not going to burn down. Henny Penny can go away for another day that the sky is not falling. I love it. Love it. So when I see this yarn online, I'm like, oh, whatever. It's just all new colors. Yes, they are fabulous, but then I'm like, they solved the problem with the dye job. The colors are then random lengths. And even if there's a knot, you would never know. Can I get an amen up in here? I just think it's great. So I told you I bought some other colors. Let me show you in more detail what those were. So don't tell Yarnspirations, but I want to take the day off and just stitch all day. Because these blankets, these linen stitch don't take very long. So this one here is called Teal Dream. This is what I was working with. So you see that the little peekaboo of yellow going on in there. You see that there's a little swatch on the side. You see the intentional dye job of the different lengths. Love it. So this is called Teal Dream. I'm using it should be called Wet Dream because it just makes me so excited because I want to see if the next color is going to be long or short or somewhere in between. Yeah. So it's like, or somebody's saying it should be a mystery. So then there was another one here, Bernat Blanket Patchwork, of course. Look at the colors. What are you missing? A sippy straw, a martini, maybe a cherry on top. Really fun colors. It's called Tropical Splash. Again, you look at the dye job on the side, and so you're going to see randomness. So it's really kind of cool. A lot of us have like odd balls of Bernat Blanket maybe lying around where you could probably add it into there. So MDL says it looks like sherbet, right? So are these colors at Michael's? They could be there at my local Michael's. I'm in Canada, and I assume that if Canada has it, the US has it. My friend Karen would kill for this one. So my friend Karen works for the Canadian Armed Forces, and she works for the cadets for the Navy, and she is a Navy girl big time. And this is called Nautical. Those moody blues with the grays and the sky. She would be obsessed with this one. And look at the dye jobs on the side of that. Right. So I think that this yarn, if you're looking for it, you'll find it definitely on yarnspirations.com. Let me actually, now that I said that, let me just quickly check my notes over here. I'm going over to yarnspirations.com and taking a quick look, making sure it's still it is actually available, I would assume. So Bernat Blanket Patchwork, it's available in, oh my God, there's a lot more colors than I thought. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 colors. Oh, I'm sure we can do a color. Let's just go over here and see if we can do a screenshot, extra slides, share a screen, and we are going to do the patchwork. We'll share a screen with you. And so we're going to come on over here. And so we can see that there's many different colors of this thing. And so I'm on the Canadian side of here. So we're checking. So remember that when we have, let me just go here. So remember for this kind of stuff, when you're on the Canadian side, you are looking at the Canadian warehouse. So this means that the Canadian warehouse for online shipping has all of this in stock. There's no excess through it. You can see here, and so you'll see some projects that they've done with it. Really fun. So you can see all. So we can take a look at. Let's take a look at some more colors, and so we can see the purple. And this teal dream is what I'm using. I just love it's because of the dye job, it looks really heathered. So it looks really, it's not perfect, which is what I love because it'll hide my dog hair and my cat hair like crazy. Cherry twist. Okay. We got the cherry twist. Let's take a look at the side job of that. And then we got citrus stack. Oh, that's fun. I never saw that one over there. They only had a few colors. Does that not wet your whistle? Okay, let's take a look at coffee bar. Now the coffee bar would go really nicely in my TV room because I have very neutral colors there. I know you would think a gay man's house is all like really like Barbie color, like it used to be where I used to live, but I have grown up now, so I'm more into the neutrals. Pastry cream. Shut the hell up. What? Up to 25% off. Is this on sale? Oh, shoot. Let's take a look at this one. What's this one called again? Pastry cream. Let me just write this thing down. So I'm just gonna pastry cream. I don't need yarn. I don't need yarn. Where in the hell is the spare paper around here? I don't need yarn. Pastry cream. If it's on sale, Jesus. Is it really on sale? Super Saver up to 25%. Let's just say I wanted 4 balls of that. Add to the cart. $51. View cart. Oh my God, it is on sale. $12.75. Oh man. Hate Yarnspirations so much. Okay. I will deal with that later. I will take it for the team. That pastry cream is just like so exciting, right? Let's take a look at the fresh laundry. When I see a yarn called laundry, I think of laundry. How original, right? Okay, let's take a look at the knot. That's the one I think Karen would love, and it's on sale. I better tell her real quick. Yummy. Okay, beach towel. I don't know where they come up with the names, but that makes me giggle because I'm a little 12-year-old little boy in my head. Hey, okay, I will say that's kind of beach towel, yeah. Tropical Splash is the one I showed you. That one's kind of fun. A lot of fun. What's this one? 90s vibe. Shut up. I'm a 90s girl big time. I hate myself so much. Let me just write that down. 90s vibe. So it's 3 balls of this would do a baby blanket, but I would want this for myself, so I would at least 5 balls each. Ocean waves. It might be great for a cruise. It's only got 2 stars. We need to fix that up in 2 minutes. I got to write a review on that. How did it get 2 reviews? I bought 4 skeins. They had 4 knots. The last one had 8 unacceptable, so they had knots in the balls. Okay. Okay. Well, I never had that problem, so I'm gonna have to do a good review on that because I had 1 knot in the whole ball. So yeah. So I will write a review on that. So that because this yarn is fabulous. So let's take a look at the stock on the US side. So I'm going to switch on over to the American side, see what the stock level looks like in the warehouse. So you can see the price changes to American dollars, so $13.49 American. It is the 25%. So Yarnspirations does always a percentage off so that it goes on the American and US side at the same time, so they don't dictate a price because of the currency exchange. And so it looks like all of this stuff is all in stock as well. And there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 colors. Yeah. So let's just say it altogether. We don't need yarn. We don't need yarn. Let's just add 4 to the cart. Actually 5. So actually I can't, because I'm Canadian, I can't order on the US side because they don't ship across the border. And so we're going to have to fix this review. So I'm going to have to, at the end of this broadcast, actually, you know what? Let me do it right now because that's just totally unacceptable. I'm going to give this thing a review. So let's just make a review for this thing. I don't know. Has anybody ever done a review? Let me just get back to the Canadian side because that's where I need to leave it because I'm Canadian. It does. The review goes on both sides. So I'm going to do a review. Because mine only had one knot. Where do I leave a review? Oh, right here. Review this product. So we're going to do that. I'm going to give it a 10. I love the colors of this yarn. I really am obsessed with the color transitions being dyed right into the product itself. Win, win, win. Pastry cream has me skipping to the yarn cart. You got to make it up as you go. Skipping it with glee, but that 90s vibe is screaming my name. Love, love, love. So I'm just say love the new technology. So we got a nickname the review. Love the new technology. And I'm known as Michael S. And we'll do add images. We have to add an image to this review. I'm going to take a photo of myself with the ball. So hang on. Let me just transfer this to my computer so I have it. Bing, bing, bing. Okay, and we're going to add an, so we're going to submit. We'll add an image. Oh, your nickname has already been taken by somebody else. I don't know why it does that. So I'll just SE, that's fine. Submit. We're going to add a photo. We're going to do the latest from my camera. It just came in right here. We'll get that going. I know. And then we're new yarn blanket for palliative care in motion. Love it. And we're going to submit. Did I get an incentive for this review? No. Did it include entry for sales, coupons, loyalty? No. I bought it at Michael's yesterday. Where am I located? Nova Scotia, Canada. Submit. Yes, and submit. So what's going to happen now is that Yarnspirations is going to get this review. They're going to review it. And then when it goes, I'll get an email to confirm that I actually did the review. And then the review then will appear. And so this whole like 2 will change somewhere in the middle because I did not have the same issue she did. So it's really critically important, especially for shopping online, that if you have a great experience, that you really do need to highlight these reviews. I'm almost thinking we need to do a review challenge for some of these yarns, because the problem is with reviews is that people leave a lot of nasty stuff, but the people that have a good experience don't bother to do that, right? So Karen is joining us live right now, and she's not on camera, but she let me just go here. So Karen, that nautical one is screaming your name now. Michael's has only 2 left of these, so I will graciously give you this one from the bottom of my heart, so then you can at least do a blanket. So if you get, Karen, if you get Bernat Blanket off weight, which I think you probably have, but if you just get the other 2 balls at Michael's, just talk to the manager, because I think they're still in the back. Just say Mikey sent you that you want these 2, and then I will give you this one for free. Okay, I did use my coupon. But anyway, there is something that you're looking for. So I wouldn't be sitting at home for too long though, because now that this is going live, somebody else might run to the store because they're going to set this up, but I don't know when they're setting it up. But just it's called Nautical. Yeah, Daddy knows how to hook up his girlfriend. Not that kind of way. She's a girl and she's a friend. That's what you would tell your parents when you were kids. So anyway, I think it's a really cool yarn. It's called Bernat Blanket Patchwork. I've done a video on it this morning that will be going as a review online as well. And so originally, as I said at the beginning of the broadcast, when I saw it, I'm like, whatever. But then once I got into this thing and I cracked the ball open to new technology, if there's not in the ball, I'm not going to worry about it. And the colors are check, check, check. That pastry cream in the 90s vibe. Oh, makes my stress just go. Oh. Love it. So, yeah, so as Cheryl says, you're giving away yarn. You're just talking crazy now. Now, if Karen happens to go by the Tim Hortons, I'll take an extra large deep tea with milk and sugar. Oh God. Anyway, it's on sale right now, both Canada side and US side. This is not a review for Yarnspirations. This is something that I discovered yesterday, and I'm obsessed. And our local Michaels has hardly any stock, so you're best to go online. Bing, 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 throw it into your cart. Yeah. So anyway, that's it, and that's all for now. So we hope you have a great day today. Don't tell Yarnspirations I might be off for the day. Need to find something good on TV. Yeah, that's not going to be hard. That's it for now, and see you guys tonight. What's tonight? Oh yeah. Tonight is we have our mystery guest tonight at 7 p.m. For loose ends. I don't know who the guest is, as you know. We ran a little broadcast yesterday with some friends that I know from YouTube. There was an email that came in overnight saying that wish that I would do more YouTube people, and they suggested some people that I know. I do want to keep loose ends more on the side of a crocheter that doesn't have clout. It just is a regular crocheter to speak their story. I want to keep loose ends on that side of it because a lot of other YouTube hosts end up interviewing each other. And yesterday, because I did not know the other hosts, Michael and Andrea at all, pretty much, I thought it was a good opportunity to kind of get to know them while you're getting to know them too. And that's it for today. We hope that you have a great day. And somebody says they've just spent over $300 on the last sale. Oh, what's an extra $100? Yeah, I'm an enabler big time. Check it out over at yarnspirations.com. It's the new Bernat Blanket Patchwork. I love it. And I think I might do a challenge with you guys online to go on and we'll pick a brand and you can review it. And you can review it good, bad, ugly, because I think the problem with the reviews, especially online, they tend to get a lot of negative reviews because the good people that love this stuff tend not to review and it kind of skews the results. So that's it for today. So tonight will be 7 p.m. Eastern time. It's 8 p.m. in my time zone, Atlantic, and then it just goes downhill from there for the time wise. So we'll see you tonight, and we hope you have an amazing day. And I might have some more projects done, and I might have a free tea by Karen in exchange for some yarn. Yeah. She better be in the car by now. Just saying. That's it for now. We hope you have a great one. Bye-bye.